Hey there, welcome to our kitchen. I'm Jenny and this is Lauren, and we're two of Festival's Mealtime Mentors. Today we are cooking up a really hearty meal that the whole family will love.
Yes, today we are making a chicken and mushroom gnocchi skillet. And it's really nice because almost everything is just cooked right in our one skillet.
Yes, it's so simple too. So to get started, I have some olive oil going in this pan already, and I'm going to go ahead and add in our chicken.
This is just boneless, skinless chicken breast that we have just diced up into about 1-inch pieces.
And to that I'm adding a little bit of Italian seasoning, and then pepper, and just a little bit of salt too. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through and browned.
And while that's cooking, I'll talk a little bit about gnocchi. In case you're not super familiar with gnocchi, gnocchi is a type of potato dumpling. You would find it in the pasta aisle, but it is like a little pillow pasta goodness. It's so good. It's just really light and fluffy, and you can use it in dishes where you would typically use pasta. So what we've done already to cook this, what I love about gnocchi is it cooks super quickly. So we just got some water boiling. We boiled it for about 2 to 3 minutes. You let them rise to the top to just where they're floating, and then you can kind of skim them off, or we just put them in a colander and just rinsed it with a little cold water.
Yeah, so again, super simple and cooks in just minutes. That's what I love about this recipe, is just how it's so fast. So the chicken just needs a couple more minutes to cook until it's nice and brown. All right, the chicken looks nice and brown and cooked through, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer it onto a plate.
Smells amazing too. Just that little bit of Italian seasoning makes such a difference.
Yes. All right. Now I'm going to heat this plate back up, or pan back up, and add a little bit more olive oil. And get our mushrooms and garlic in there, and then we're just going to cook this until the mushrooms are nice and soft.
What I like about this recipe too is we're using a lot of veggies that are already prepped for us. So these mushrooms, for example, have already been sliced, which is really nice. And then the spinach we're just using bagged baby spinach, so we're not even gonna bother chopping that up. You definitely could if you wanted, but I like that this recipe is just kind of just dump everything and it's good to go.
Super simple and a ton of veggies too.
Yes, for
which
sure.
is awesome. All right, so our mushrooms look nice and soft, so we can go ahead and add in the rest of our ingredients. We've got our gnocchi that we've cooked.
This is going to soak up all the juicy flavors coming from the mushrooms right now.
And then add in our cooked chicken. Yum. A little bit of chicken broth, some half and half, just to make the sauce a little bit creamy. So good. And then red pepper flakes, which are optional. If you don't want the heat, then certainly just leave them out.
Yes, just gives it a little bit of flavor. We're not adding too much.
Yeah. And we're just going to let this come to a boil. It should only take about a minute to really let everything kind of come together, all the flavors come together.
Yes, and then we'll be adding in this entire bag of spinach. So we're using baby spinach, it's a little bit smaller. As we mentioned before, you could roughly chop it if you prefer that. You could also use kale if you're not a huge spinach fan. But it's nice to end up using the whole bag, and it's amazing too how much it cooks down.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot when you're looking at it, but it cooks down, and it cooks down pretty quickly as well.
Definitely. All right, it looks like our sauce is up to a boil already, so I can go and stir all of this in.
Yes.
See if I can do this without getting it everywhere.
Yes, that steam will just kind of help cook that spinach a little bit.
We just want the spinach to be wilted, and it doesn't take long.
Yeah, about a minute we'll give it.
All right, the spinach is nice and wilted, and that's it. We're pretty much done. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into some bowls for us.
It looked like our sauce thickened up a little bit too as it cooked. But it's a fairly light sauce.
Yes. Oops.
Thank you. Spinach up from the side.
And then we'll just finish it off with a little bit of
Parmesan. Yes. Use your cheese of choice, but this Parmesan is going to be
delicious. All right, ready to give it a try?
Yes. I'm going for gnocchi. My favorite. Oh my gosh.
So good.
All those flavors from the Italian seasoning. We have a little bit of heat from the crushed red pepper.
And the cheese.
Yes. So good and so easy.
Yeah. This is definitely a super simple weeknight meal. I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Well, we hope you give this delicious meal a try.
And for more recipes and resources from your mealtime mentors, visit festfoods.com.